Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a full day wear test for the very brand new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 50. So I went to the Tom Ford boutique here down on the Strip in the Crystals Mall and picked up the shade 4.7 Cool Beige. So let's talk about the shade range. There are 40 shades that are actually available. You can find this foundation on the Tom Ford site and at Tom Ford boutiques. But I will tell you, at least at my boutique, they had sort of an edited down shade selection. So I think they had maybe somewhere between 16 and 20 of the shades instead of all 40. So the shade range should fall in line with previous foundations from Tom Ford. I'm not sure because I generally wear either a 1.5 cream or 2.0 buff. I can kind of get away with either of those. 2.0 buff I'm a little bit more comfortable with. This is 4.7 Cool Beige, and they only had, I think they had like Cameo, that was the lighter shade, and then everything else was deeper. So I couldn't really kind of like compare all of the different shades. But I will tell you that I ordered 2.0 buff from the Tom Ford site, which should get here, I don't know, sometime. And I am going to be doing a roundup Tom Ford video on all 5 of the new quads, and I will mention in there more about the shade range and maybe more of a follow-up on this foundation. But we are going to be doing a full day wear test on this. I'll do a check-in. As you guys know, the Glam Dr. Mona is here with me, and so we're going to be out and about, and hopefully I'll be able to do a check-in when we're out. So I'll be doing a check-in out there, and then of course I'll be doing an end of the day check-in. So I was very, very curious about this foundation. One, because I felt like there was no buzz. I didn't see any kind of like preview pics online. I feel like this hit me by surprise. And then I was really excited to hear that there were 40 shades. I thought that was really awesome. I was really excited to hear that this has an SPF 50. I always think that's great. I know SPF in your foundation alone is not good enough, but it helps. It definitely helps. And I have a friend who works at Nordstrom. So this is going to be a Tom Ford online, Tom Ford boutique, and Nordstrom exclusive through the end of March. And this will hit Nordstrom sites probably around, he said, November 12th, November 15th. Did I just say November 12th or November 15th? I meant January 12th, January 13th. They're going to be in store and online around then. And so definitely follow me on Instagram. I like to post on my Instagram stories, sometimes on my feed, when new products hit stores, just to inform you guys. So definitely follow me there. And I will definitely update my description box down below for when, you know, it's live online if you don't have a boutique or Nordstrom near you. So anyway, let's get into the particulars of this. Each bottle of foundation is 1 ounce. Yes, it is 1 ounce, 30 mils. This is $150, so there is quite a price jump from the previous foundations in the Tom Ford line, which were, I think, around $88. I had that number in my head because of the eyeshadow quads, but I think that was the same for the foundations, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were all around $88. So there is quite a price jump from there. The packaging is just like the Gloss Luxe lip glosses. So you can see through on either end, but then the opposing ends are solid. It's glass, it's very, very weighty, it's very, very luxe feeling. It does have a pump. What I do miss are the bottles, well, let me show you, are these kind of like airless bottles that kind of push the product up from the bottom. I really, really like that. I feel like it keeps the product fresher, and I also don't ever have that like fake pump action. Like these, I feel like always work a little bit better than a traditional pump. So just wanted to point that out because a lot of Tom Ford like products were packaged in this, and I feel like they're changing over to the more traditional pump. And it does have this kind of like pearly sheen to it. I'm not sure if you can see it. Here's a swatch of this on my hand, and hopefully you can get a nice sense of the texture. It's not very runny, but it's not thick either. And here I've kind of just spread it out a little bit, so there's like a little bit of a pearly sheen to it. Again, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it because of the lighting. It's a little bit harsh, but there is a little bit of radiance to this. So for those of you who maybe are new to my channel or don't know, I have very dry skin, so I like ones that glow a little bit. I'm also 46, so I don't know. I like anything that's going to give me life. Also asked what was the best way to apply this product, and he said brush, definitely. So that's what I'm going to do. I cleaned off my Koyudo Fupa brush. I have that right here. And we're just gonna give this a try. I really hope this shade works because I'm gonna be wearing it all day. So I'm gonna go ahead and pump some out onto the back of my hand. And I did shake this already, just so you know. And I'm just gonna pick some up with my brush. And again, hopefully this is the right shade. It definitely is cool. There's definitely a little bit more of like a slight pinkiness to the undertone of this foundation, which is generally not what I go for. I usually try and go for something neutral. I have very cool toned skin here, but because of age and sun exposure, the skin up here on my face has gotten very warm toned. So I usually go for neutral just because it's kind of in between the two. But hopefully this will work. You know, by the sound of this product, it really kind of sounds like the Surratt Dewdrop foundation, which was my absolute favorite foundation from 2019. It is still, at this moment, still my absolute favorite foundation. So anyway, I'm very excited for this. There's a slight scent. I can't place it. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? It smells like lavender. I think there is lavender oil in here. I am not the biggest fan of lavender. I just don't like the smell of it. I sometimes find like the scent of it irritating. So just be aware of that. It's not overpowering, but it's there. And I'll let you know if I can still smell it after a couple minutes of it sitting on my face. Oh, I should also mention, sorry, I feel like I haven't done a foundation review in a while. I'm a little rusty, but I have my skincare down. But I've been using the Victoria Beckham primer as a first step. I didn't put any of that on today because I wanted to see what this foundation was gonna do on its own. And also because it does, or it's supposed to have some radiance, I wanted to see what that looked like on its own without any help from the primer. So anyway, just wanted to let you know that. Again, just regular, you know, lotions and things on my skin, but nothing else. So this is about 2 smallish pumps, and that pretty much covered everything but my forehead. Definitely some radiance. So I'm just gonna pump out, I don't know, maybe another like half pump there for my forehead and spread that out. I think this color works for me. So again, I don't know, I really don't know what the deal is with the shades. I would definitely recommend trying to get in store and get a sample. I do know at Nordstrom, they will definitely be kind of like doling out samples. Anyway, if you can make it in store to a Nordstrom and maybe call and have one sent to you, get a sample of the colors because I do think this one's working for me and I'm usually a 2.0 and this is a 4.7. Oh, I'm so glad the shade is working though because I thought, well, I hope Mona doesn't mind walking around all day with someone with mismatched foundation. Oh, let me mention, sorry, the active SPF ingredients in here. Oh wow, I've never seen this one. Ensulazole, 2.7%. I'll put this all on the screen because I know I'm slaughtering the pronunciation. Ensulazole, never heard that SPF before. Octinoxate, octisalate, and zinc oxide. So there's a combination of physical and chemical sunscreen in here. All right, now that I have like a nice even layer on my skin, let's do a close-up. So far I'm really liking it. It's not really like clinging to anything. It's not really doing anything weird, but we'll pan down from my forehead down to my chin so you can kind of see everything. I generally have trouble spots like around my nose, maybe between my brows, sometimes around my mouth. I don't know, just foundation just sometimes doesn't sit right there. It'll look different, it'll break up, it'll clump up. I feel like it clumps up around, that's so disgusting, I'm sorry. I feel like it clumps up around my mouth, I don't know how else to say that. And then it'll break up around my nose. But again, just as reference for you, I do have very dry skin. I'm just gonna check the Tom Ford site here because I don't know if it has anything about like longevity. So it's an SPF 50 PA with 4 pluses, just so you guys know. So this says this has a medium to full coverage foundation and it features a blend of advanced elastomers and light diffusing powders to create the perfect radiant surface to reflect soft light. I will say, I would not call this medium to full. I do think this is definitely more than like a light for sure. I would maybe call this a medium coverage, but you guys can still see like a little bit of discoloration under my eyes. And I used probably a full 2 pumps. You can still see a little bit of redness around my nose. So I would say at most this is a medium coverage. You could maybe build it up to like a medium full, but I'm gonna stop there because I really, really like this finish and this coverage. Designed to create the appearance of flawless skin, it also nourishes the skin with breathable protection infused with hyaluronic acid that helps to moisturize the skin for a plump, dewy look. Packaged in a luxe glass bottle with pump, the complexion perfecting formula softly highlights to enhance natural features and brighten skin for a natural, soft, focused look. Okay. I think what I will do is powder half of my face. I've done that before in other foundation, full day wear tests. I want to see what it would do without any powder, because I do feel like if this foundation kind of stays put without powder, I may not powder a foundation like this because it's so pretty. So, okay, let me go ahead and powder like this half of my face. I'm gonna forego concealer. Again, I just wanna see how this foundation kind of just acts on its own, especially around my eye area. If it does start to crease or like kind of sink into my fine lines, I wanna know that. So I'm going to forego concealer and then I'm just gonna powder this half of my face. So I'm just using my Kogendo Natural Lighting Powder. I'm just patting it lightly all over. All right, so there's the powdered side, there's the unpowdered side. So powdered. It's so interesting. The finish it's giving my skin is, it looks almost like I mixed a little bit of like liquid highlighter into my liquid foundation. That's what this area of my face is looking like. Almost like there is a little bit of highlight in there. All right, so I am gonna put on like a little bit of makeup. I'm gonna try and keep it light again so we can kind of focus on the foundation when we do my check-ins or whatever. So let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, here is today's like super minimal makeup look. I just have a little bit of lip gloss on, some blush, and some eyebrow. I decided to forego any eye makeup. Again, I wanted to see how the foundation kind of behaves around my eyes, but as you guys may or may not know, I just finished reviewing the 5 new Tom Ford eyeshadow quads. It has really been like a Tom Ford week. And I don't know, I kind of want to just give my eyelids a rest, a break from eyeshadow. So yeah, we're just nothing on the eyes, nothing on the eyes. So very, very first impressions, I do really like this foundation. I love, love, love the finish of it. I love how my powder worked with it. The foundation without any powder, it doesn't feel sticky at all. And it doesn't feel like how there's some foundations you're like, I have to set this, otherwise it's just gonna like feel like I have like wet makeup on my face all day. This doesn't have that feeling. I wouldn't say it's like self-setting or that it's completely transfer proof or anything like that, but I don't feel like this is a foundation that you're gonna like feel like you need to set. So I'm gonna go about my day and I'll see you in my check-in. Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. I'm at the Sephora in, where am I? Oh my God, I'm in Caesars. Anyway, I thought I would take this opportunity with this kind of awful lighting, but just show you like how nice this foundation is still looking. Like it looks really good. No like breaking up, but I feel like everything looks really good. Like I'm not having a lot of like fading or breaking up. So far so good. Hey guys, here for my final check-in. It is 8:30 in the evening, so I've had this makeup on for about 11 hours. I put it on, it was about 9:30 this morning, and I've had a day. I've been out and about. Like I mentioned, I was at Caesars, I was at Bellagio, and I have to mention, I just went out to dinner with some friends and I had a really, really spicy ground pork noodle soup. Here's a picture of it. Like, look at how red that broth is. Anyway, I like inhaled my first bite by accident and that spicy oil went down like the wrong pipe, hit the back of my throat, went down the wrong pipe, and I just started tearing. So anyway, I was like crying at dinner and just trying to like pat everything. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna make for a really interesting full day wear test. So anyway, that happened, and I want to say the foundation actually held up really, really well. I think the foundation in general has held up really, really well, considering all the running around I've done today. I think it looks really beautiful on the skin. Again, this is the side of my face that I powdered. This is the side that I didn't powder. I feel like everything pretty much looks the same as it did when I first applied it this morning. My powdered side just looks, you know, a little bit more matte. This side just looks a little bit more shiny, but I feel like I don't see a lot of wearing away. I still see like that beautiful radiance. I don't see any like major breaking up. I definitely feel like it's faded at the tip of my nose for sure. This is the oiliest part of my face. Again, I have really dry skin. This is the oiliest part of my face. This part is definitely very oily. I'm definitely not surprised that it's faded, but generally for me, what I look for is how it's faded. What I don't want to see is any kind of like breaking up. I don't want to see, I don't know, any kind of texture. And I feel like any fading on the nose has been really, really even. Like, I don't feel like you can see like where the foundation has faded and like where my skin starts or where the foundation still is. Like, it looks pretty seamless. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, sometimes foundations will kind of like clump up around my mouth. That's probably from eating and stuff, drinking water, blah, blah, blah. I don't see any of that action around my mouth, around my forehead. You know, sometimes I'll see fading along the hairline. I don't see any of that. Everything looks really, really good. I love the finish of it. I love the coverage of this foundation. I just think it looks so, so good. I am going to continue wearing this foundation, and I will give you some follow-up notes when I do like my Tom Ford kind of like roundup video. But right now, this foundation is like 2 thumbs up. I absolutely love it. It's like my favorite Surratt Dewdrop foundation, except it has a little bit more coverage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comment section. Again, I will definitely keep my description box updated once it hits Nordstrom online. I think there is like an instance of this foundation on the Nordstrom site, but it says like everything's out of stock. I think they just haven't actually entered the inventory in there yet. So it's definitely coming soon, and that's it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in my next video.